Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. And a very good morning to everyone. Welcome back to my fun physics world. So today we continue our discussion, which is paper 2, more exam, my school paper, SMK Batu Lintang. Alright, so we look at question number 10. This question come from chapter electronic. Okay, so diagram 10 shows a transistor circuit. Okay, a transistor circuit that can switch on the bulb LED automatically. Okay, so this is the circuit. As you can see, we have a transistor in the middle here. And then this is, you look at the arrow, so arrow downwards, so means that here will be P, base is P, and then this is N, hence this is an NPN transistor. Okay, so what is the use of a transistor? So transistor is mainly used as automatic switch and also as current amplifier. Remember that, nah? Remember two function of a transistor, as automatic switch and also as current amplifier. In a circuit of a transistor, we have two circuit. So we have this side is known as the base circuit, and then this side is known as the collector circuit. And then look at this R1. So this is a compulsory resistor need to be placed here. So this resistor is used to limit the base current. And then you also can see this R1 and the LDR. So these two resistors actually acting as potential divider. Okay, now we look at the question. So diagram 10, based on diagram 10, so number 1, determine the potential difference across point X and point Z. Then calculate the total resistance between point X and point Z. Then calculate the current that flows through X and Z. Then calculate the potential difference across point Y, Z. Then state the function of resistor R3. Okay, so focusing on XZ, so means that you need to determine the potential difference, total resistance, and current at XZ. Where is XZ? Need to be careful here. Okay, so this is XZ. Okay, XZ. Okay, so how to determine that? So the first one asking about the potential difference across X and Z. So if you look at this, okay, so XZ here is just like this point. Okay, because why? This X is actually the same point as this one. Let's say I label this as A. Okay, and then Z will be just like B here. Okay, so the total potential difference across X, Z will be exactly the same as between A and B, which is equal to 6 volt. Okay, so the answer is 6 volt. Next one, calculate the total resistance between X and Z. Okay, so it means that you need to determine this R1 plus R for the LDR. So the total resistance will be 20 kilo ohm plus 10 kilo ohm. Because why? These two is actually in a series circuit. Okay, so just plus R1 plus R for LDR. Okay, so you get 30 kilo ohm. Next one, calculate the current flows through XZ. So means that you need to determine the current flow here. What is the value of current that flow here? Okay, so the total resistance just now is 30 kilo ohm. So the total current will be, okay, because this is just like this. Current flow like that. Okay, let's say we just neglect the transistor, so current flow like this. So it means that the current that flow through resistors R1 and LDR will be the same. Okay, so just use formula V equals to IR to determine the current. Okay, I show you my student's answer. So this one is a 6 ohm just now. And then the total resistance, just campur 20 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm. Need to be careful because we have kilo here. Okay, so unit mesti betul lah. And you don't have to change 20 kilo ohm equal to, let's say, 20,000. No need to change unless the question asks you to do so. Okay, and then to determine the current current that flow through both resistors, we'll be using this formula, okay, where V will be the total voltage, which is 6, and then the total resistance just now is 30 kilo ohm. Here need to be careful. This part need to be careful. So we have 30 kilo, so mesti tukar kilo. If you don't change the kilo, jawapan akan salah. Alright, so means that now you calculate, then you get your answer. And be careful with the decimal place. Okay, what you can do will be like this. When you use your calculator, just copy the value that you have on your calculator. Okay, tak perlu tukar to standard form. Okay, just salin. Takut if you change to standard form, it might be wrong. And then don't forget the unit. Okay, alright, next one. Calculate the potential difference across Y, Z. Now it is not the total voltage. Now is this point Y and Z. Okay, how to determine this? How to determine? Let's say I place, let's say I place a voltmeter here. Okay, how to how to determine the potential difference across Y and Z? Okay, so in this case we can do the ratio. Kejap, cikgu explain dengan cara lebih mudah hopefully. Okay, so just now in the middle here we have the transistor kan. If I want to draw, can draw like this. Kalau cikgu nak lukis, I can draw like this lah. So here is the transistor just now. Okay. My hand shaking because one hand holding my microphone. Okay, now here is the resistance of R3 just now that is used to limit the base current. And then the transistor like this, mesti ada arrow lah. So if you see this is negative, so means that it will be N. Here is P. So direction will be like that. So this is NPN transistor. Okay, so check on this part. Now, cikgu padam semula, right? I just rub this off. Okay, as I told you just now, R1 and LDR here is actually acting as potential divider. Okay, pembahagi voltan R1 and LDR. And R1 and LDR is actually connected in series to the dry cell 6 volt. Okay, so if I want to draw, I can just draw like that. So R1, R2 acting in this case also just like the potential divider. And then the current, okay, current flow like this. Okay, from positive to the negative terminal. So you don't see the current is being split. So it means that the value of current is always the same. Okay, means that current flowing through R1 and R2 will be the same. Now, okay, how to get the formula? So here you can use the ratio method. Okay, let's say you want to determine V1. Okay, let's say you want to determine V1. So V1, okay, will be equal to I times R1. Okay, and then for VT will be equal to current I, okay, times the effective resistance, the total resistance. It means that R1 plus R2. So I can do like this. R1 plus R2, the effective resistance. They are in series, boleh campur like that. Now we can use the ratio method. So let's say this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So I can do like this. So equation number 1 divided by equation number 2. So means that V1 divided by Vt. So this will be equal to I R1 divided by I bracket R1 plus R2. Okay, so since the current just now is the same current, so you can cancel this. So the formula become V1 over Vt equals to R1 over R1 plus R2. Okay, let's say you want to determine V2, okay, just change this. So V2 over Vt equal to R2 over R1 plus R2. So this is the formula that you need to use, okay, when you want to solve, when you want to determine either voltage or resistance in a transistor circuit. Okay, we go back to the question. Now, you want to determine the potential difference across YZ. Where is YZ? Here, YZ. You want to determine V. So the formula will become, I just write here. So V divided by VT equal, okay, V, this is the resistance, right? Okay, so the resistance for LDR now is 10 kilo ohm. So I just put 10 kilo ohm divided by the total will be R1 plus LDR. So should be 20 plus 30. So cikgu terus tulis lah, ataupun I do like this 10 kilo ohm plus 20 kilo ohm. Like that. So in this case, the unit you can cancel lah. So VT will be this 6 volt. Okay, look at my student's answer. Boleh? No problem ah. So this is the method just now. Okay, so V over total voltage, okay, equal to the resistance across YZ, 10 divided by 20. It should be 30 here. Okay, 30 here. Boleh? Okay, so from there you can determine your VYZ. And then last question is asking about state the function of R3. This one mesti ingat. So R3 is used to limit the base current. Okay, limit base current. Your answer must be specific. Without this word, we cannot give you mark. Okay, if let's say you just write to limit current, that will be wrong because in a transistor circuit, we have 3 current. So we have IB, I collector, and I emitter. Okay, mesti ingat lah. So to limit base current. Okay, B. Based on diagram 10, explain why the LED lights up when LDR is in dark. Okay, so why LED lights up when LDR is in dark? Maksudnya bila malam. You need to look at the circuit. Okay, tengok circuit. So this is the LED. Okay, why this LED lights up when it is night time? Let's say dark. Okay, now. So to answer this, you really need to look at the position of the LDR. If the LDR is located at the base circuit like this, okay, so we know that when the base voltage increase, there will be base current, the transistor will switch on, and the LED will light up because we have huge collector current flowing at the collector circuit. Okay, so ingat susunannya. Alright, so if let's say you want to see more explanation about this, go to my previous video where we have live session on transistor. Okay, there cikgu explain dengan detail lah. Now, so number one that you must know is how the resistance of the LDR changes with brightness. That one is kunci yang pertama. So must remember when it is dark, so the resistance of the LDR increase. Okay, so when the resistance of the LDR increase, so the base voltage, because it is located at the base circuit, base voltage increase. When base voltage increase, so there will be base current. Okay, so small changes in the base current will produce huge changes in the collector current. So that question just now is only 3 marks question. Okay, 3 marks. Okay, look at my student's answer. Okay, now, so see, when it is dark, the light intensity decreases. So the resistance of light-dependent resistor increases. Actually, here also can get mark already. because this is not mentioned in the question. If it is mentioned in the question, then we don't give mark for this anymore. Right, so we know that now, okay, resistance of the LDR increases when it is dark. So with that, the base voltage, see the term that is being used. If you just write voltage, we don't give mark because we want to see the word base voltage. Okay, ingat na? So base voltage increase. Okay, then see base current increase. Okay, become greater than 0. So the transistor is switched on. Okay, good also to write this. Okay, because transistor now acting as automatic switch. Okay, transistor automatic will be switched on. Then large collector current. I see the word also. Not only current but collector current produce, which is bigger. Okay, so it means that the light emitting diode will lights up. So here is 3 marks. 3 marks question. So yeah, as long as you write all of that, you can get 3 marks, inshallah. Okay, see, this is a 10 marks question. So as an engineer, you are required to modify the circuit so that it can be used to warn people in case of a fire. Okay, suggest the modification that can be made to the circuit and draw the modified circuit. Okay, draw the modified circuit. So state that and explain the modification based on the following aspect. Okay, so now this question, they guide you on how to answer. So these are the point that is needed. Okay, suitable electronic component to replace LDR, and then draw the symbol of the component, state its position in the circuit, and then suitable component to alert people, and an additional device to activate this component which require 240 volt power supply. Okay, whenever you see this, okay, whenever you see huge voltage like this, don't forget about relay. Okay, ingat relay. So relay is actually a device that is used to switch on a secondary circuit that is using higher voltage. Okay, boleh ha? Alright, now look at my student's answer. Okay, he already draw the circuit. So actually from the drawing, it is very clear the position of the device that is used. Okay, we have a thermistor to replace the LDR. And then just now LDR is at this part, right? Now we interchange the R1, we place it here, but thermistor, we place it at the above circuit. Okay, then some more extra here will be the relay. Okay, relay. And then we have siren ataupun alarm also can. And then 240 power supply volt. Now, if let's say you can't remember how to draw the symbol of a relay switch. Okay, relay like this. Katakan you forgot the symbol, or maybe siren also you forgot to draw the symbol, you forgot how to draw the symbol. So what you can do will be just draw a box like this. You can just draw a box here, label it as siren. Okay, at least marker alert that this student know we must use siren. Okay, and then here also the same thing. Okay, unless the question said you must draw the symbol of the relay switch and so on. Okay, otherwise katakan terlupa, okay, you draw box with labeling also, insyaAllah will be given mark. Okay, pray hard lah. Okay, pray hard lah, doa banyak-banyak. Now, okay, so thermistor spelling make sure betul lah. So suitable, okay, it's good to write in table form like this. I prefer student to answer the 10 marks question in table form. It will be very clear, okay, sangat jelas. And I also prefer student to write in 3 column. Walaupun 2 column can be accepted, but I prefer 3 column. Okay, so label it as aspect, characteristic, explanation. So just copy the question, kan here, see? Suitable electronic component to replace LDR. There, suitable electronic component to replace LDR. Okay, then the symbol, then the position of the electronic component in the circuit. Okay, now So thermistor, if you can't remember thermistor, at least you write HDR, heat dependent resistor. And then the symbol mesti betul lah because the question request for the symbol. Okay, jangan lukis salah. Okay, and then the explanation will be thermistor will be sensitive to heat. It can detect heat easily. Boleh terima. When you write sensitive to heat, already can give mark. Ataupun can the resistance of the thermistor decreases when temperature increases, pun boleh terima. Okay, clear? And then when come to explanation, try not to use the word depends. Okay, example, resistance of the thermistor depends on the temperature, because the word depends is not clear. So normally we use this depends to answer inference. For your explanation in paper 2, especially the essay part, okay, please don't use the word depends. It's good to write clear relationship, just like this lah. Okay, so the greater the temperature, the lower the resistance of the thermistor. That will be better. Okay, now, okay, already get 1 mark here. The symbol is mark number 3. The explanation for thermistor is mark number 2. And then the position of the thermistor, okay, should be replace the position of R1 in the previous circuit. Okay, maksudnya like this. So in here, we know that R1 is up here, right? So thermistor need to be placed at here. So that is why good to draw your own diagram. Because from the diagram like this, okay, I can give you this mark for the position of the thermistor. Okay. Now, so the explanation. Resistance of thermistor, when there is fire, kan, temperature increases, so the resistance of the thermistor decreases. Here is the first mark. Macam yang just now. So base voltage increases, and then base current increases. Okay, then transistor switch on, collector current increases. Good to write huge, large collector current. Okay, large collector current. So here, cikgu bagi 2 markah here. So tick 4 and also tick 6. Okay, boleh? So please refer back to the transistor discussion in the previous video to understand this better. Okay, next one. Suitable component to alert people. It will be siren. Ataupun alarm boleh terima. Some student also write bell. Cikgu pun terima. Okay, so the reason to produce loud sound. Not only sound, but loud sound. Okay, to warn and to alert people when there is fire. Then next one will be the relay switch. Okay, you write relay sahaja pun cukup. Okay, relay switch. So the use of relay is to switch on a secondary circuit that is using higher voltage. Okay, with that you can get full mark, inshallah. All right, so hopefully, Okay, we move on to section C. So I choose question number 12 for us to discuss. Okay, so diagram 12 shows a process of nuclear fission of uranium-235. Okay, nuclear fission, uranium-235. So they give you the diagram showing uranium-235 is being bombarded by neutron, and the uranium-235 split into 2. So we have krypton and also barium nucleus. And then together with that, it produced 3 more extra neutron. So the first question, so what is the meaning of nuclear fission? Okay, nuclear fission. Actually, if you look at the diagram, you know already. So here. So nuclear fission is a splitting of heavier nucleus into 2 smaller, lighter nuclei. And together with that, it will release energy. So that is 1 mark. Okay. Next question. So explain the process of nuclear fission of uranium-235 in reactor nuclear. Okay, so explain the process of nuclear fission in uranium-235 in reactor nuclear? Actually, this question at the same time actually asking about chain reaction, okay, 4 marks. Because for nuclear fission in reactor nuclear, so the process continue due to the chain reaction. Okay, now look at the answer. 4 marks means that 4 important point. So uranium-235 bombard with a neutron. So the word bombard ataupun dibedil kan dalam BM. Okay, dibedil with a neutron, mark 1. Means that the neutron move at relatively high speed, okay, collide with uranium-235. Then uranium-235 nucleus become unstable, so energy from the neutron causes uranium-235 to split into 2 smaller lighter nuclei. So here is the mark number 2. Macam ulang balik the definition of nuclear fission. Then if you can remember, okay, but the diagram just now can help you already, into barium and krypton, and 3 more neutrons are released. Okay, then the total mass before reaction will be higher compared to total mass after reaction, so there will be mass defect, and this mass defect change into heat energy. So my mark number 4 will be a large amount of energy release. Okay, so good to write formula like this in case you don't have mark above here. So here also can be given mark. Okay, because the marks maximum will be 4. So normally in a marking scheme of a teacher, she will have more than, okay, let's say the marks maximum is 4. So normally your teacher will have more than 4 ticks. Means that more than 4 point to give mark. Okay, so means that here also can give mark. Provided, okay, whenever you write formula with symbol, make sure you define it. Macam E, what is E? E is the energy release. M will be the mass defect. C is the speed of light. Tuliskan. Okay, because the formula alone have no meaning. You must write what is represented by the symbol that you use in the formula. So here actually boleh dapat markah lah, tick 5, but the maximum is 4 marks. Okay. Okay, next question. So this is a standard way for your paper 2 section C. Normally there will be, this is what we call as close response. Okay, so table shows characteristic of 5 radioisotope. Okay, 5 radioisotope. So we have J, K, L, M, N. And then the characteristic of the radioisotope given. So we have state of matter. It's either solid, liquid or gas. Then emitted radiation, type of radiation, half-life, and the penetration power. Then as usual, see, explain the suitability of each radioisotope and determine the most suitable radioisotope to be used to detect, this is your task, detect thickness of paper. Detect thickness of paper in a factory, then justify your answer. So in order to answer this question, it's good to write your answer in table form. Okay, like this kan. I also suggest 3 column. So this will be the aspect, okay, state of matter, emitted radiation, half-life, and the penetration power. So you write in the first column like this. And then bahagian dalam that you choose, that will be under characteristic. And then you explain. So when you do your explanation, don't talk about JKLMN. First, you write your answer generally like this. Only after you write the characteristic, then you write what is your choice. Okay, just like this. So tuliskan aspect, characteristic, explanation. So cikgu selalu ingatkan student, remember to write ACE. A-C-E. Aspect, characteristic, explanation. Okay, kalau BM will be aspect, ciri-ciri, penerangan. Okay, now aspect just now is state of matter, mestilah solid. If let's say for factory use to detect the thickness of paper, so it should be solid. Okay, that will be mark 1. And then the emitted radiation should be beta, half-life longer. Okay. Sometimes student write the number. In this case, walaupun you look at this. Okay, so here, see, state of matter you choose solid, liquid, gas. So just now we choose solid. Solid. Good to tick like this lah. Okay. So you can easily see which one is the best radioisotope. Then the emitted radiation should be beta. Okay. And then the half-life here, see the longest, because for the factory use, try to choose the one that has the longest half-life. In this case, it's 28 years. Okay. But in your answer, don't quickly write 28. It's good to write longer. You can write longer, which is 28 years. Lebih selamat. Rather than you quickly just write the number. Okay, ingat na? Ingat pesan cikgu. Here. Like this, can write longer. Okay, and you can put bracket lah. Boleh tulis dalam kurungan 28 years. That will be lebih selamat. Because sometimes they want the student to write this long. Maksudnya longer, greater, like that. But sometimes they also want to see the number. Okay, most of the time I see they want to see this word. Okay, so it means that let's say they want to see this longer, but you write 28, so your 28 might not get the marks. If you write longer and this is not contradict. This is not contradict. So still you can write both of this. Boleh tulis dua-dua. Alright, then longer half-life, then penetration power should be medium. So for the explanation, hafal lah this one, hafalkan. My student here already write perfect answer. Cikgu sangat happy with this answer. Full mark, lengkap. So hopefully everybody can remember this. Ingat, solid can be handled easily, will not spill easily. So good to have this word di belakang. Okay, maksudnya boleh dikendalikan dengan mudah. Boleh dikendalikan tapi sometimes tak mudah. So that's why it's good to write easily behind. Okay, will not spill easily. Then beta, moderate penetration power. Okay, moderate penetration power. Then tambahkan, can penetrate. What is the hasil factory? In this case is the paper. Okay. And then half-life long, okay, right, last longer, no need frequent replacement, reduce cost. Ada 3, write all. Okay, last longer, no need frequent replacement, and reduce the cost. Tulis ketiga-tiganya. Don't just write reduce cost. Sometimes reduce cost is not the priority. Okay. So if let's say reduce cost is not the priority in the marking scheme, you write reduce cost only, you don't get mark. So yang penting, tuliskan ketiga-tiganya. Okay, next one, penetration power medium. Okay, can penetrate paper. Although you already write here, tak apa, tulis semula. Okay, no harm to write this. Okay, tulis semula. Then you can also write about the danger. So misalnya less dangerous to the worker. Then after you write your table like that, then you choose which one is your choice. So you write lah, my choice is radioisotope J. Reason? So the reason here, just look at radioisotope J and just follow what is in the table. So J, state of matter is solid, emitted beta radiation, long half-life which is 28 years. Salin here boleh salin because J has 28 years half-life and the penetration power is medium. Like that. Okay, it's JJ. This one boleh ditulis in the explanation part. Okay, J has long half-life which is 28 years and the penetration power is medium. Okay, so hopefully you can understand this. Kalau tak faham or maybe have question, don't hesitate to type in your comment. Cikgu akan jawab insyaAllah. Okay, 5 more marks for section C. So normally they have calculation just like this. So diagram 13 shows rate of decay of radioactive substance phosphorus 32. So this is a decay curve. Okay, if you look at this decay curve, it start from a point here. So means that this is the initial activity. So look at the axis. So this is activity, means that count per minute. How many radiation detected in every minute? Itulah maksudnya. And then the horizontal axis will be the time, decay time. So it will be always like this, an exponential graph reduce like that. So from the graph, actually you can determine the half-life. Okay, how to know? You look at this, okay, where it touched the axis. In this case is 400. So 400 divide by 2, it become 200. So it means that the time taken for the activity to become half, that is what we call as the half-life. Time taken for the activity to become half. So maksudnya, okay, half is 200, right? So the time taken here, okay, 14, okay, look at the unit, days. So 14 days is the half-life. Okay, boleh ingat, So what is the meaning of radioactivity? So radioactivity is the random and spontaneous disintegration. My student answer perfect. Oh, cikgu happy lah. Macam baca buku. Okay. Yeah, hopefully every one of you can do the same thing, inshallah. Okay, so radioactivity is a random and spontaneous disintegration of unstable nucleus to become more stable nucleus by emitting radioactive radiation. So the radioactive radiation here, it's not wrong if you tukarkan ke alpha, beta, gamma pun boleh. Okay, so radioactivity is a random and spontaneous decay pun boleh. Okay, disintegration of unstable nucleus become more stable nucleus by emitting alpha particle, beta particle and gamma ray pun boleh terima. Okay, look at the question. So determine half-life of phosphorus 32. Okay, so this is 2 marks question. So you need to show your answer in the graph. Like this lah. Tunjukkan. Okay, so we know this is the how you determine the half-life. Please don't draw too much line. If you draw too much line, you might don't get the marks. Okay, so paling bagus lukis satu. And then if let's say you need to draw more, so please label this as the answer for tulislah number 2 here. Then we know this is your the way you show it. You show the way. Okay. Mark 1 and then mark 2 14 days. Unit mesti betul lah. Look at the axis. Then starting from 200 milligram sample of phosphorus 32, how long will it take for it to decay to 50 milligram? So they give you this as the initial. So gunakan, use the method just now. Okay, half of 200 is 100, half of 100 is 50 because you want it to decay to 50. Maksudnya teruskan sampai you jumpa the reading that you want. So here you can see that you have 2 half-life. Okay, so 2 half-life. One half-life is 14 days as in the graph just now, 14 days. Okay, tunjukkan cara lah. So here will be, mark 1 and then times 2 get 28 days. Okay, so far, alright, we already finished discuss 2 question in, 1 question in section B, 1 question in section C. Okay, so hopefully you can understand what have been discussed here. But I told you, my student here answered extra 1 question. I don't want to cover all. Maybe we look at the 10 marks question. Tunggu sekejap. Okay, so question number 11. I just discussed the 10 marks question. So the table, because this part you can aim for, boleh target. Now, so diagram 11.3 shows specification of 5 hydrometer. What is hydrometer? Hydrometer, okay, this is a hydrometer. It is using Archimedes principle to detect or to determine the density of liquid. Okay, so we have 5 hydrometer PQRST with diagram like this. Okay, nampak kan? Label short and thin stem, and then big bulb, aluminium wall, vacuum. Down here they put vacuum. So look at hydrometer Q. So apa bezanya? Nampak bezanya will be at this part. Okay, big bulb here. This one is small bulb. Okay, and then the other one is this aluminium wall, but Q has glass wall. And then vacuum down here, Q has sand. Stem is the same, short and thin. Now look at the third hydrometer. Apa beza? Bezanya will be this lah. Long and thin stem. Okay, we look at the question. So choose the most suitable hydrometer to be used in determine the density of acid solution and provide reason for your choice. 10 marks. Okay, again, I suggest you to write in table form. Okay, buat jawab dalam table form. Okay, senang nak tick. Cikgu suka. Okay, so where is the table? Okay, again, you write the title as aspect, characteristic, and explanation. Aspect, characteristic, explanation. So here, okay, just now they give you in diagram. Nampak kan? So, short and thin stem. So, you can write about stem. Okay, tuliskanlah stem. And then bulb, wall. Okay, material. Okay, so like that. So aspect will be stem. So we have stem, bulb, material, and then what will be the thing that you, what will be the occupied with what? Is it vacuum or sand? So when you write like this, okay, long and thin, we know that is the stem. Okay, and then size of bulb should be big, and then material should be glass, and then the material should be occupied with sand. Okay, reason with that semua dapat markah. Then scale. Okay, when you have long and thin, so this actually relate to the sensitivity of the hydrometer. So it means that your hydrometer will be more sensitive. So when we say more sensitive, it means that the hydrometer can detect small changes in density. Okay, so boleh pun tulis more sensitive to detect small changes. Okay, to detect small changes in density. If the question asks you to define sensitivity, remember to write can detect small changes in the quantity that being measured. Okay, so the size of bulb should be big. So this is to displace more volume of water, hence will produce more buoyant force because it relate to Archimedes principle. And then the material of the wall should be glass. So this is to prevent corrode. So it means that will not corrode, okay, by acid. Next one, sand. Okay, this is actually to increase the stability. Okay, you can write to lower the center of gravity, but don't forget to add in to increase stability. Tambahkan this one. Okay. Now, which one is your choice? Okay, so you need to look at your diagram. So in this case, look at T. T lah paling senang. So the jawapan will be hydrometer T. Reason, it has long and thin stem, made from glass wall. It has big bulb and occupied with sand. Okay, just like that to get next mark. Okay, so 20 marks. Oh, okay. Cikgu, I don't want to expose my student. Okay, tapi cikgu dah tertunjuk. Tak apalah. Okay, I think can't see, right? So cikgu tulis like this. I love student that humble students. Sebab bagi cikgu, academic is always number 2. Okay, academic for me, when I raise my kids, academic is always number 2. Number 1 will be the attitude. Okay, so hopefully all of you have that value also. Okay, good attitude. Okay, good attitude. and of course good academic lah, try your best lah. Okay, everyone have your own strength, right? Okay, so with this, I think our discussion will be until here. Okay, we'll continue more video after this, inshallah. All right, so if you want me to record any of the subtopic that you macam lemah, just type in the comment below. All right, I will try my best. Okay, so all the best. Okay, so counting days for your SPM. All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah and see you. Bye bye.